Hello everyone. We're very glad to have you back on the channel. Today's story doesn't begin with loud noises. There are no sudden twists that make you jump, yet it carries a very different kind of weight. Quiet weight, the kind that makes anyone who listens pause for a moment and reflect, because sometimes the things that exhaust us the most are not the big life-changing events, but the small pressures that linger, slowly building, without a clear end in sight. In a place that seems peaceful, a small farm separated from the noise of the city, there are no busy streets, no hurried phone calls, only the wind, the sunlight, and the same routines repeated day after day. Rows of green vegetables, carefully tended, little by little. Lines of red chili peppers, standing out against the green leaves, as proof of persistence, of days and months of quiet effort. There, Tien continues her familiar work. Silently, she bends down, gently picking each chili, not rushing, not hurried, as if every small action deserves to be done completely. Her hands have grown used to it all, used to the soil, used to the sun, used to the repetition that seems monotonous, yet forms the foundation of a stable life, not only outside in the garden, but inside the small kitchen. She prepares every meal herself. Nothing elaborate, nothing luxurious, just simple dishes, but warm, enough to hold on to the feeling of a family. Every small task, every familiar habit, is preserved by her, as a way to keep everything from falling apart, because she understands, when life outside begins to shake, these simple things become more important than ever. But behind that visible calm lies a completely different reality. Not everyone can see it. Not everything is spoken aloud. Pressure doesn't show on the face, can't be seen with the eyes, yet it is always there. Jack's family is entering a phase where each passing day carries a little more weight. A bank loan is no longer just a number on paper, but a clear deadline. Due. No delay. No turning back. Pressure doesn't come from a specific person, yet it exists in every thought. The investment they once made, filled with hope, a plan for the future, a chance to change everything, has now become a real burden. No expected returns, no quick solution, no way to resolve it in a short time. The piece of land where they poured so much money is not just an asset, but a belief. Now, it has fallen into a planning zone, an unexpected situation no one could foresee. It can't be sold. The capital can't be recovered. Nothing can be done except accept it and endure. One option after another disappears. Each hope becomes more fragile. Everything doesn't collapse all at once, but slowly pushes them into a dead end. And in that situation, Jack's mother, the one who stays behind, quiet but observant, has begun to think about a decision no one wants to make. Selling the house, not because she wants to, but because she has no other choice. That house is not just a place to live. It holds years of memories, moments that nothing can replace. Every corner has its own story. Every wall has witnessed the past. But now, all of it is placed on a scale against a very real situation between holding on to the past and solving the present. Choice that can never feel complete. Jack understands. No one needs to say it. He sees it. He feels it. The hesitation in his mother's eyes. The long silence during meals. He knows the value of that house better than anyone. But he also knows what lies ahead won't allow him to hesitate for long. Pressure is no longer distant. It exists in every small decision, even as everything closes in. Even when the situation isn't in his favor, Jack still chooses to step forward, not avoiding it, not blaming anyone, not leaning on others. He doesn't want to borrow more, doesn't want to pull anyone else into his hardship, doesn't want to become a burden to his own family. So, he starts to manage things, little by little, selling his car, not because he wants to, but because he has to, weighing every option, every possible outcome, even the hardest choices. He does not ignore, and it doesn't stop there. His work also begins to show signs of instability. New projects no longer come as before. Plans are delayed. Those who once stayed begin to leave, not because they want it, but because they too need to survive. Pressure no longer comes from one side, but from many directions. Family, work, the future, all of it intertwined, and at the same time, placed on his shoulders. A weight that is far from light. Everything doesn't explode, doesn't make noise, but quietly builds up, day by day. And the story doesn't end here, but in the middle of all that, amid the pressure growing heavier each day, amid thoughts without clear answers, there is still someone who doesn't walk away. Is not someone who talks a lot, not the kind of person who uses words to comfort, not someone who easily shows emotions, yet that silence carries a very special kind of strength. She doesn't need to say she understands, nor does she need to ask too deeply, because what she does is enough to say everything. Every day, she still wakes up very early. Before the sunlight fully reaches the garden, she has already begun her work, from taking care of the farm to preparing what's needed for a new day. Everything continues steadily, without interruption. She doesn't do it out of habit, but because she knows, when everything is becoming difficult, even the smallest things must be held together. The vegetable rows still need tending. The chili peppers still need to be harvested on time, because it's not just work, but a way to keep life from falling into chaos. Inside the small kitchen, she still prepares every meal herself. Nothing complicated, no big changes, yet it carries a familiar feeling, a feeling that keeps people from feeling lost. Every meal, though simple, still feels complete. Not complete in material things, but in presence, in being there for each other. In moments that seem ordinary, she sees Jack's exhaustion, not just once, but day after day, in the way he stays silent longer, in the heaviness in his eyes, in the moments he sits still, saying nothing. She notices everything, but she doesn't ask repeatedly, doesn't force him to speak, doesn't make him explain, because she understands. Some pressures cannot be expressed with words. Some burdens, the more you talk about them, the heavier they feel. Instead of asking, she chooses to stay, quietly, but enough to be felt. When Jack becomes exhausted, when thoughts slow him down, she doesn't blame, doesn't complain, doesn't ask why. She just stays there, holding on to calmness, holding on to presence. And then, in a moment that isn't extraordinary, nothing major happens, she simply says softly, "As long as we're still together, we can always start again." A very simple sentence. No grand promises, no guarantee of outcomes, yet it carries a clear meaning. That, no matter how things change, no matter how difficult circumstances become, as long as they don't lose each other, they can keep going. And that is what allows a person to stand firm, not because things become easier, but because inside, there is now something to lean on. And then, after all the considerations, after all the hesitation, the hardest decision is finally made. They accept selling the farm, not because they want to give up, but because they have no other choice. That place is not just land. It is where they once placed so many hopes, where they invested time, effort, and belief. Every patch of soil, every row of plants, carries traces of the past. Early mornings that began before sunrise, evenings that ended as the light faded, all of it remains there. When people come to view it, the atmosphere changes. No longer the same familiarity, no longer the feeling of someone living there, but of someone preparing to leave. No one speaks much. No one brings up the past. But both understand, this is not just a transaction, not simply buying and selling. It is a farewell to their efforts, a farewell to the hopes they once had, a farewell to a part of their memories that they cannot take with them. Yet what keeps it from feeling overwhelming is not the loss itself, but how they face it. No blaming fate. No, still planting corn together, still taking care of what remains. Small tasks, but consistent. Milk, don't change much. Still sweet potatoes, still bananas, still corn. Simple things, not a choice, but what they can maintain. Yet in that simplicity, there is something very clear. A warmth, not from conditions, but from companionship. From the fact that, no matter how things change, they are still there, together. And that is what makes everything, even in hardship, not meaningless. And the story continues, because after everything they've been through, after the weight of all the pressure, after the decisions that were never easy, there is one thing that still remains. Not assets, not things that can be measured, not the plans that were once carefully made, but the presence of someone right beside you. What truly creates happiness is not what you are holding, not numbers, not things you can see right in front of you, but a feeling when you know that, no matter what happens, there is still someone who doesn't walk away. Amid the struggles, amid the choices that tear you apart, amid the moments when logic and emotion no longer align, Jack and Tutien still choose to stay together. Not because things are easy, not because they don't feel tired, but because they understand. If they let go now, everything they've tried so hard for would lose its meaning. They hold on to each other, without needing many words, without needing to prove anything. Just a very small action, yet enough to keep the connection, to keep the belief, to keep something from being washed away by circumstances. In moments when everything seems directionless, their presence for each other becomes the anchor, not a solution to everything, but a reason to keep going. They understand what has been lost may not return right away. What they are facing cannot be solved overnight, but if they still have each other, then everything is not the end yet. That belief does not come from blind optimism, but from everything they have gone through together, from peaceful days to difficult times, from the smallest things to the biggest decisions. All of it proves one thing, that they are not alone. And because of that, even if they lose many things, even if they must let go of what once mattered, they do not lose what is most important. That is each other. And perhaps that is the true value. Not holding on to everything, but knowing what must be held on to. Not never losing anything, but when something is lost, still having something left. The story pauses here for now. Not a perfect ending, not a moment where everything is resolved, but simply a pause, quiet moment, to look back, to understand that some journeys cannot be completed in one go. Some paths need more time. Their journey is not over yet. The challenges ahead may still remain. The difficulties may not be over. But what is different is how they move forward. Will they overcome this phase? Will today's sacrifices become the foundation for a better future? Will what they are holding on to be enough to carry them forward? Everything still lies ahead. Stay tuned for the next episode and follow along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and leave your thoughts below. See you again in the next episodes.
Xin chào tất cả mọi người đã quay trở lại với kênh của mình. Hôm nay mình có một người bạn mới, đây là em Kết. Em Kết thì mình nuôi cũng ít bữa rồi, nhưng mà hôm nay thì mình cho lên đây để làm việc chung với mình nè. Dễ thương không mọi người? Mình ngồi làm việc, làm video, còn em Kết ngồi bên cạnh. Kết đứng dịch ra đây xem nào. Cảm ơn mọi người rất nhiều vì đã theo dõi và ủng hộ cho video của mình nhé. Dễ thương không mọi người? Đây thì mình làm video về câu chuyện của tự tiên và giác nha mọi người. Cảm ơn mọi người rất là nhiều vì mọi người đã theo dõi và ủng hộ cho video hôm nay. Thì kênh mình sẽ tiếp tục ra video trong thời gian tới. Hy vọng rằng mọi người sẽ yêu quý và ủng hộ cho kênh mình nhiều hơn, đúng không Kết? Cảm ơn mọi người rất nhiều. Bây giờ thì mình sẽ chào tạm biệt và hẹn gặp lại mọi người trong những video tiếp theo. Bye bye. Kết tạm biệt đi. Kết tạm biệt đi. Kết tạm biệt đi.